Facing a DUI charge, every decision matters. At the law office of Andrew W. Stewart II, we provide a skilled defense to protect your record, rights, and future. Call today or visit drewstewartlaw.com. Your future is worth defending.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and it was a picture-perfect day once again here in North Mississippi. I hope you guys got out this evening to enjoy it. I saw downtown Tupelo was packed with people, so it made my heart happy that we're actually enjoying these great conditions. But don't worry, if you didn't have a chance to today, I know Monday Night Football, there's busy things that are happening right now. There's still a chance tomorrow, the next day, well, you get the point. It's just going to be that good of a forecast for the extended period of time. That's one of the things we're looking at here in the Room to Room Weather Center is just the dry conditions. But heading into tomorrow morning, if you thought today was cool, well, we're in for another cool start for our Tuesday. I know for me, I needed the long sleeves. I needed a sweatshirt as I left the house early this morning, about 6:30 or so, to walk my wife out of the house. Yes, it was just that brief little period of time. I needed a sweatshirt and then, of course, came back inside to the heat. But that's just what you guys will need to do for your morning commute. Just go ahead and have ways of staying warm. But by the time we get towards the afternoon, temperatures so much better. Just a tale of dressing for two climates, right? We love this time of year here in North Mississippi. And it's only up from here temperature-wise. And what I mean by that is we are warming things up as we head through the rest of our work week, both morning lows and afternoon high temperatures. Both of those things kind of getting a summer surge through the latter part of our work week. We'll track that here in just a moment. And brand new at 10, still dry. And it will continue to stay dry for an extended period of time. We walked through it at 6, and I told you guys new model runs would come out at 10. And you know how I was having those little brief pop-up showers that I told you would not happen? Well, models now verify that and back me up on my claims, just aligning with what we already believe is going to be a very dry pattern for the next, not just 48 hours, but the next 7 days. But at least over the first 12 hours, there is something happening, and that's a cool down heading overnight. 63 by 11, 61 by 2, 59 degrees as we head out the door tomorrow morning. Well, be it, it's not 49 like what we saw in Corinth this morning, but 59 degrees, still a cooler start to the day. As the day goes on, temperatures gradually warm up, and a big part of that is how much sunshine we will see throughout the day. Definitely going to be warming up our atmosphere, making it much more comfortable, much more seasonable, and much more like those warm temperatures we expect to see this time of year. 64 degrees in Amory right now. Dew point's right around that same margin, showing you one thing, and there's a key part with that dew point. There is some cloud cover, and that's going to be over there towards Monroe County, Lowndes County, and down there towards Knoxville County, because there is just that little bit of moisture in the air that's going to produce some of that cloud cover. Why that matters? It's staying dry, but it will actually limit how much we cool off overnight. So the cloud cover actually doing a favor and not making it too cool for school. Had to do that. But too cool for your morning commute. 64 degrees in Cleveland, and there's the difference right there. Dew point coming in at 52 degrees. Comparatively speaking, 64 in Amory, 52 in Cleveland. So Cleveland, of course, going to be a cooler forecast towards tomorrow morning. And a big part of that is, please don't turn off. Why do we do this every night at 10? That's just a trend at this point. But the big reason why is because it has so much more room to cool off due to that dew point being lower. And of course, those clear skies that are being seen all across the northwest part of our viewing area. Cleveland, not the exception with that. Edinburgh, I mean, when you go further towards the south, you are getting a little bit more of that moisture. So dew point currently at 64 degrees in Edinburgh, similar to Amory, not cooling off as much as what we'll see in Cleveland or Senatobie or places out there towards the northwest, like Tunica or anywhere in Tate County, albeit considered. Macon, 70 degrees. That dew point 63 degrees, so you get the point. I've shown enough cameras to kind of walk you through that forecast. Further north and west you are, the cooler it'll be towards tomorrow morning. So prepare accordingly. whether that be long sleeves, if you are that cold-natured, or if you can stand it and are excited about it, hey, bring out the short sleeves. That's your choice. I needed a sweatshirt. I will own it. But Mississippi Live Weather Radar showcasing that those clear skies across the region, at least rainfall-wise, not expecting anything imminent in regards to rain chances. That's, of course, a good thing, but also a bad thing depending on how you're looking at it. But let's go ahead and extend things out. And this is looking at some of that satellite imagery. Not able to get as good of a view just because we are at night, but what you're getting, and I'll try and populate it here, just mark it for you guys. I'm going to see, can we see it a little bit right there? You see some of that cloud cover popping up. Now this is scattered cloud cover that's just kind of popping up in and around the Golden Triangle region and further southeast. But that's going to be a big part of how much we cool off overnight and what areas see the coolest temperatures. If the further south and east you are, Pickens County, I mean, you're not looking at too shabby of a forecast towards tomorrow morning, not cooling off nearly as much. But our story could definitely be worse. The fact we're tracking just some scattered cloud cover shows you how calm those conditions are. Further out there towards our west, we are tracking a very active pattern. I mean, say your prayers real quick for northern Texas and Oklahoma, as they've been dealing with severe thunderstorms. They've been dealing with tornado warnings all evening long and still getting some of those severe thunderstorm warnings as of 10 o'clock this evening. So an active pattern the further west you are, but here in North Mississippi, those drier conditions are persisting. A big part of that, our friend, the big high pressure system that's been dominating our area, still circulating in some of that drier air. It will continue to linger along the Atlantic coast for the next several days, and that's what's giving us that drier air and that drier pattern over not just today, but tomorrow and even into the next several days. Although it looks like it's moving out there towards the northeast, more will develop as we head overnight, kind of back building there towards the Carolinas and on into, I almost broke this monitor. Don't tell Matt. I don't know how that happened, but this is back building into our area, so that's where we'll get that drier forecast for your Tuesday morning. And of course, by 5 and 6 a.m., you can see just the very little we're going to have here in North Mississippi. And one of the things that kind of give you an idea of that is this is what we call a trough axis. So the fact that you have a trough out here in the west means that you have a ridging pattern over here in the southeast. A ridge is where high pressures typically develop, and that's where that drier air is as a result. So that's, of course, a big reason why we're seeing the forecast we are. That frontal boundary, that other trough axis, continuing to keep a lot of the moisture out there towards the Gulf and towards the Atlantic, so keeping the chances of rain far away from us here in North Mississippi. And like I said, that is a good thing for getting those afternoon activities done that need to be done outside, but it is also an unfortunate thing because we know that we still need that moisture in there as drought conditions continue to worsen. So the next 24, dry as can be over the next 24 hours, but cool for the start, warmer towards the afternoon, 59 by 6, 87 by the afternoon, paired with plenty of sunshine. This will be another picture-perfect forecast. We're going to be saying the same thing over and over again for the next several days, honestly, at this point. But coming up in the next 60, we're actually going to show off the next 7-day forecast temperature-wise, how hot those temperatures do get, and what you can expect for the latter part of your work week. Hey, we're preparing for that high school football game of the week schedule. And of course, we'll talk more details about that here in just a moment. But as we prepare for it, I know you guys are as well, and we'll have a little bit more details on that forecast. We also will have pictures because it was Matt Laubhahn Day at Smithville High School. So we have some pictures from there that we are going to show off from our weather watchers out in the field. Literal weather watchers at this point. If you're going to wear the suspenders, you got to own it. We'll check that in much more detail coming up on Mississippi Live Weather at 10 in the next 60.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now. Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynard.
Well, believe it or not, if you went to Smithville, Mississippi today, you might have seen Matt or you might have seen his doppelganger, because take a look behind me. These were some of our weather watchers out in the field today for Matt Lobhon Day in Smithville, Mississippi. Kaylee and Kentley showing off there. They said that Matt Lobhon was forecasting lots of lightning in the area, and I believe they got that forecast exactly right. But such a fun day, and they weren't the only ones that were showing off their Matt Lobhon lookalike ability. Reagan in Smithville actually had the Mississippi Live Weather mic. Hey, might be a possibility in the future. We might need your help, Reagan, in designing a few of those logos ourselves here. So, but just still, it's such a fun day. And Matt submitted a little bit of that video from you guys over there in Smithville, and it looked like such a fun time. I know it's homecoming there, and so this is just kicking off what will be a phenomenal week ahead, especially given the forecast that you guys are having. So before we get into the forecast, I want to say a big thank you to everyone in Smithville for just putting that on. And Matt told me that he was just humbled and grateful for the opportunity to speak to you guys today. So thank you once again. And of course, always be weather aware, which I know you guys know. But let's go ahead and get into the forecast, because I know it's what Reagan would want us to do right now. And looking at Smithville, you're seeing some of that cloud cover there in the distance. I know it's not reading the temperature wise, but you are getting an idea of that moisture that's in the air that's at least helping trap some of that heat and not cool off nearly as much. Oxford, 61 degrees, but the dew point coming in about 54 means that there is still some room for improvement, cooling those temperatures off and making it for a brisk start to our Tuesday. Lafayette County included within that. Greenwood getting some clear conditions as well. I love seeing the stars in the sky on the North Mississippi Storm Chasers cameras, just because it kind of shows off what they're seeing in that beautiful night sky. I know sometimes here in downtown Tupelo, it gets a little bit hard to see that night sky. So I love getting to look at those cameras and see that take place. Mississippi Live Weather Radar, I looped it back over the last 3 hours, but to be honest, I could have spun a dice and chose any amount of time I wanted to, and it still would not have seen any rainfall, because it's that dry of a pattern that we've been under. It's been that way for Sunday, been that way for today, and will be that way for tomorrow as well. High temperatures since midnight, we have seen low to mid 80s across the region, so not too shabby temperature wise. I mean, this is a very fall-like pattern, but temperatures will continue to rise into that extended forecast, but not before another cool start takes place for our Tuesday. 68 Houston, 66 Bruce, 64 Senatobia, and 61 over and around Tunica. Do you notice the trend? Well, it's exactly what we've been talking about, with cooler temperatures north and west. And let's go ahead and track this southeast. And you see temperatures start to climb with low 70s popping up. So that can give you an idea of what to expect. And a big part of that is the cloud cover. When do those clouds clear? And they will at some point. But when they do, that's when the cooling can really take place, but it might be too little too late at that point, especially if you're wanting some of those 50s to pop up. So a day planner, overnight 62 by midnight, 59 towards your 6 a.m. commute. So if you're waking up early for school, go ahead and have those long sleeves ready, or at least some sweatpants on standby, because it is going to be a cooler start to our Tuesday. Futurecast showcases exactly that cloud cover, again, trying to linger there towards Golden Triangle and further southeast. That's where our warmest temperatures will be for our Tuesday morning, but we're not expecting anything in regards to rainfall or anything of that nature, so staying dry overnight despite that little batch of cloud cover. Here's a look at low temperatures, and I mean, this is just crazy to see. And it's not crazy for this time of year. It's just been such a long time since we've gotten this consistent of cool weather. And as Patty said in the chat, repeat, repeat, repeat. I am with you on that one, because I cannot get enough of this weather that we've been seeing the past several days. 56 towards Senatobia and Tunica. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised to see a few 54s and 55s within that. Meteorologist Maggie McCauley will have those temperatures for your morning commute. But further south and east, you see those temperatures getting into the mid 60s as a result of some of that moisture lingering in our overnight hours. Drop off 59 degrees for your Tuesday, 78 around lunch, and 86 towards the last bell. Noticeably warmer than what we had for our Monday, and that'll just continue to be the same theme heading into tomorrow and into Wednesday and into Thursday as well. So let's take it through our Tuesday. And you might notice a big reason why those temperatures are starting to trend a bit warmer is the winds are starting to shift. We had more of a straight northerly wind today, then went more northeasterly later on into the evening hours, now really coming out of the east for our mid-morning hours of our Tuesday. That's, of course, not going to cycle in that cooler air up north that we know. It's going to kind of keep those consistent temperatures that we see this time of year around the low 90s, should I say, for our Tuesday afternoon. So the temperature's warming up nicely, so it is going to be a comfortable day all the way around as that high pressure reigns supreme. So not expecting any rainfall in the forecast, and honestly going to be expecting a good bit of sunshine for our Tuesday afternoon forecast. If you're not going outside tomorrow, you're doing yourself an injustice, because this is definitely the forecast to take advantage of and get out there and do it. I expect Ballard Park and Veterans Park here in Tupelo to be filled. Some Don't let me be wrong on that. High temperatures, upper 80s and low 90s, like I mentioned, consistent for this time of year. That's just what we get with those this type of weather pattern. But luckily, with temperatures trending warmer and with that summer surge trying to enter the forecast, those heat indices not overly high either. And that's due to that drier air that's being cycled in. So at least we're getting those bearable temperatures despite it being warmer temperatures. 9 p.m. on your Tuesday, staying dry, staying clear. That's how it'll be for these overnight hours. Cloud cover does try to move in, but that's very patchy cloud cover. Not going to do any damage on those temperatures. Pretty consistent for our Wednesday morning, so we're going to be heading out the door around the mid 60s for a large part of us for the start of our Wednesday. Wednesday, even there towards the afternoon, staying with those clear skies, and that'll just continue to be the case for our mid-afternoon, late afternoon, early evening, overnight. You name it. It's that copy and paste forecast. Patty, I'm just going to keep quoting you. Repeat, 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 because that's really what we're seeing over the next 48 hours. The only thing that's not being repeated is the temperatures just continuing to trend warmer. And by Wednesday afternoon, we're talking 91 Bruce, 91 Oxford, 92 Grenada, and 94 as our highest temperature across the region for Greenville and Clarksdale. So that is just gradually getting warmer, and heat indices luckily staying on the drier side, so keeping those temperatures very bearable despite it being 92, 93 degrees. Low temperatures, I mean, you can see how much they're warming up today at 53 degrees. Tuesday already trending warmer at 59, 62 for Wednesday, and that's really where it'll be with the slightest increase over the next 5 days beyond that Wednesday forecast. And looking at high temperatures following that same trend, just that gradual warming trend, 87 to 90 to 93, all the way into the mid-90s for our Friday night football forecast. Saturday looking like it's going to be a toasty one as well. And then Sunday and Monday we're reaching those mid-90 thresholds as well. Your 7-day forecast, you can see, I mean, just going to be a hot and dry forecast beyond our Tuesday. Of course, 87 into 90, 90 to 93, and then 93, reaching the mid-90s for our weekend. Plenty of sunshine on tap, though, so if you're not taking advantage of those conditions, you are definitely, like I said, doing yourself an injustice. I want to say with our weekend forecast, with our Friday night football forecast, we are partnering with Langston and Lott on your game of the week. Where do you want us to go? Well, that decision is decided by you. You can head to Matt Laubhann's Facebook page and submit your votes right now. Basically, what we're doing right now is all the comments that you guys are putting in there. We're kind of tallying up those votes to figure out the top 3. From those top 3, you guys will be voting on that tomorrow afternoon. Or should I say tomorrow morning, I believe is when it's posted, and you can have all day to do so, and we'll decide that winner as we head into our Mississippi Live Weather broadcast later on that evening. But you guys are a part of this. You guys chose for us to go to Baldwin for the Skunk Bowl last week. Did not disappoint. Concession stands were incredible, but as we head into this week, we are tracking a lot of games. One of the most popular ones right now is, I believe, New Albany at Itawamba. I might be wrong with my location on that, but New Albany playing Itawamba, and I've seen a lot of comments on that. If you want us to go to that game, well, hey, they're doing their part, and you need to do yours as well. If it's another game, go ahead and put it in the comments, and tell your friends, tell your neighbors to put those comments in there as well if you want us to head that way, because it's all decided by you for us to be with you, and we cannot wait to do that this Friday night. So a big thank you to Langston and Lott once again for partnering with us on this adventure. We know Friday nights are a big part of our lives here in North Mississippi, and we cannot wait to make that even more of a possibility and be able to go even deeper in those forecasts and in the involvement with you guys on Friday nights. So thank you to them, and thank you to you guys for being a part of that journey. You can always track the forecast using the Mississippi Live Weather app, iOS and Android. You can see my bottom left and right. Go ahead and download that app today. You can send in your weather watcher photos, whether it's a picture of you being a weather watcher, like today in Smithville, or if it's a picture of the sky, the moon, the full moon. If you've not seen it, incredible. You guys need to go out and see it. Speaking of, you know what? I'm actually going to, because we're all here right now, why not just make it a few minutes longer? I apologize for this. We're going to come back here, and I'm going to extend it a couple graphics because we did have fantastic weather watcher photos. Craig in Guntown submitting this shot of what is called the corn moon because it lines up with that corn harvest, our actually last full moon of the summer season. So get out there to enjoy it because that looks like the sun with how bright it is. But that's just, you know, how large the moon is tonight, not just in Guntown. We also got a great look of it in Tupelo, low in the horizon from Chase. So weather watchers, I wanted to give you guys your credit because you guys did incredible with those photos. So go see it yourself and then make sure to send a picture of it to us here at Mississippi Live Weather. Maggie will love to see those pictures tomorrow morning. And of course, we'll love to see those pictures tomorrow night because I always try to look at every single picture that is submitted, whether they're used by someone else or by me. So again, a big thank you to you guys once again for joining us tonight. Make sure to download the app. And of course, our next broadcast happening at, you know what? Let me make sure. There we go. At 6:30, 7 and 7:30 with meteorologist Maggie McCauley. And of course, we'll be back at 5, 6, and 10 tomorrow evening to announce your game of the week. Submit those votes. We can't wait to announce tomorrow evening.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Laupon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Laupon has proven himself trustworthy.